There's definitely a strong spirit presence in this place. I've been feeling it for a couple of days as we were approaching this particular site. It felt as though the connection here was very ancient. This does go back several thousand years to the times when there was a Zoroastrian community here. So whatever this civilization held in their connection to the universe, it feels very powerful. It feels like there's a bridge between heaven and earth here that's very ancient. And so I'm just kind of being in a space of just honoring it and giving gratitude and thanks to all of the beings here that left behind their memories for us to rediscover. So we'll see what memories come up as we're walking through the ruins. We are at an ancient Zoroastrian site here in the desert. And these are some of the ruins around us. But just outside of this is the Tower of Silence, which is one of the places where the Zoroastrians used to honor their dead. They would carry them up to the mountain and place them in the tower and allow them to be taken up by spirit and allow the body to decompose and be eaten by birds. And it was just a place where they really allowed silence to surround the soul for its journey into the afterlife. And there's definitely a presence here. It feels very ancient, and it feels familiar. So we're in the Tower of Silence now, and it feels like the group of human beings that were here before really opened a portal between heaven and earth, because you can feel the connection. You can feel that they came here and really honored a connection between heaven and earth with their ceremonies, with their focus.
What is the Tower of Silence?
Well, I think he explained that this was the place where they brought their dead so that they could go through the process of traveling back to spirit.
Where the Indians used to live, actually they still stay there, but in the earlier days, you know, they built these huge pillars, how do you call it, and yeah, rock formations were there, and yeah, I immediately felt that I have to keep quiet, you know, you feel this serene atmosphere. Certain places you just have that, eh? Mm-hmm. So that's the connection then. Mm-hmm. I should remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's what I would call the connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from a really longer perspective of history,
Yeah.
Human beings were guided to do what they did in certain time periods because that guiding force had the awareness of where human civilization was going, and that guiding force knew that there would one day be a global culture that would need to remember its roots and remember all of the ancient knowledge and all of the missing pieces of memory that make up the core of its identity. So different groups or cultures in different time periods were guided to build these structures and to create ceremony and prayer around them, because one day when we became this global culture of explorers and travelers, we would return to all of these places and we would get the memories.
Thank you. So then, do you feel that?
Absolutely.
How do you feel it?
No, because our guide Zaid explained me the use of this graveyard. We are standing in the center of one of the two towers, on top of it, and up until 40 years ago this was used as a graveyard actually, to put the bodies and let them fade away by the heat of the sun. And it took 3 months, 40 days for the bodies to disappear and only bones left, and the bones were put in the hole over there. So walking here, it feels like walking on a graveyard, and we have to pay respect for the deceased people. And
yeah, but you say that you have to do that, but do you feel it also? Do you also feel like there are these people who have died here?
Well, when we walked up here, I didn't feel. I just felt like we were walking up into an old structure, and very beautiful in its morphology, in its shape. But being here and hearing this explanation of Said, yeah, you become aware of what happened actually just up until recently, and
if you
walking
wouldn't
on a
have
graveyard.
If you wouldn't have known that, how would you have felt? Yeah.
I would have tried to find out why these towers have been built, and why they are called Towers of Silence.
I ask you, why, if you wouldn't have known anything, and if you wouldn't have figured out anything, would you have felt something here?
No, it's hard to tell. Wherever I go in the world, I want to find out why things have been built, why people do things, why structures have been made, and then it becomes obvious for me, and then I start have a feeling for what happened on that spot.
So for you, it comes here first, you know, the understanding of what was here before, and then you go to the feeling, and you feel it from this level, from a feeling level more.
I don't think it's that strict.
No, you just explained it. It's that strict. You say first I have to know why, I have to know why these structures are built and whatever, and then I can feel.
No, but
that's what you say.
One can be overwhelmed by a structure, by its morphology, and I find it very remarkable to see those towers, and then I feel inside I have to know. I really have to know why this structure has been built. But
so you are already feeling something before you know the story.
Right, but then it's more the morphology of it.
Yep.
So, but if you wouldn't have known anything, if you were not able to ask any questions about this structure, can you imagine what you would have felt?
Yes, of course.
What would you have felt?
I feel respect for the people who build this structure. I'm astonished by its structure, but that can also be an automobile or something which has been beautifully designed, where you can see that people have put their soul into building something, and I have always respect for that.
Yeah, so you have a really deep honor for human creativity in all of its forms.
That's the correct answer, yes.
Yeah.
You want me to say that? I have deep respect for people and their efforts to put their souls in the things they create.
Thank you, Rob.
So you still don't know what's going on here? What has been?
Yeah, you explained me, but I didn't have to know it, because then you already feel that something. I didn't know exactly what, but you feel already that something that kind should have happened here.
So what did you feel?
What I felt like yeah, that sounds a bit. Yeah, I felt like peaceful feeling or serene. I felt very relaxed to sit here and to I felt
But I think
I feel it even in my body.
I think it can give a feeling of protection, being surrounded by this antique wall and being in this.
And now you try to explain it again, but I'm just
circle.
saying what I felt.
No, I try to analyze.
You don't have to analyze.
So that's how we spend the night, Michael. To have these discussions.
Ga eens even achter dat gat zijn.
It all looks romantic, but it's really a tough fight.
It's not a fight. No, everybody has different ways of.
The bus is waiting, gentlemen, lady.